COVID really brought it out about how bad our schools are and how bad our teachers are in the inner city.
Yeah, only in the inner city. Just caveat that. That's Senator Tommy Tuberville speaking with, yes, Don Trump Jr. looking more put together than usual, sniffing a little less. And they're talking about something that neither of them have a clue about, which is being in an inner city school at all. But yet that didn't stop them from opining about inner city schools. Yes, so let's watch what else they had to say.
COVID really brought it out about how bad our schools are and how bad our teachers are in the inner city. Most of them in the inner city, I don't know how they got degrees, to be honest with you. I don't know whether they can read and write.
But they're the experts that want to make sure that parents have no say. How do you decide what to do with your children?
They want a raise. They want less time to work, less time in school. It's just we've ruined work ethic in this country. We don't work at it anymore. We push an easy life.
Yes, inner city teachers are very dumb, and we will say that with a straight face as we are on a green screen with a library behind us. And these books are definitely not real. It's incredible to me, the hypocrisy here. But okay, so there they go talking about this, and we'll talk about what exactly is happening. But let's just a refresher about what teachers actually get paid. National average for a teacher in the year 2023 is $49,000 a year, guys. The highest in terms of average pay for inner city teachers is Wyoming, which is a state that I don't think has an inner city, but okay. And that's $52,000. So again, $52,000. Oh wow! Oh, we're really raking it in. But North Carolina is the lowest, $35,000 a year. And looking at just sort of like the turnover rates, right? My brother is a public school teacher in Oakland. It is not easy to be a teacher, and especially with COVID, oh my God. Let's look at the turnover rates for that. And so across districts examined across the country, 13% to 35% of novices, so I guess first time teachers, leave their district after a year, while 44 to 74% left within 5 years. And just to add some context, Senator Tuberville of Alabama, how's your state doing when it comes to education? National Assessment of Educational Progress ranks Alabama 39th in reading and 40th in math among fourth grade students in the rankings from 2022. Again, that's out of 50 states. Okay, and Alabama, according to the same pollsters, ranked 52 in math and 52 in math? That's like what, below Hawaii? Like how many, what are we counting here? Are we doing like US versus Guam? Are they involved?
Yeah, literally, it might be American Samoa and stuff. So like they're so bad at math, they can't even count to 50. Okay, so look, when you were talking about the teachers, God bless teachers in Alabama, but that's not their fault. It's the fault of the system and the defunding, et cetera. But when I saw 39th and 40th out of 50, I was like, that's the best Alabama is ranked in any category in my lifetime. Alabama and Mississippi are always the bottom two in every category because they're always run by Republicans.
Yes, they're represented by this a-hole who completely disrespects teachers and has no idea what it is to live in an inner city. I just want to say that the right loved what COVID did to education in so many ways because Betsy DeVos and company and the entire DeVos family and the right generally has it out for privatization, right? Public schools and the entire anti-mask, mandate, the get back to school, all that stuff was in service of, again, chipping away at public schools and moving to charter schools. To say nothing of online learning, because watch you guys. The plan is move people into private schools or charter schools, same thing, and then just move everything online. So in about 5 to 10, you're gonna see the same Republicans who screamed about how bad it was that children were learning in their homes and how dare they, advocating for only being taught remotely at your home. Just watch that.
Okay, so I wanna talk about how dumb and racist Tommy Tuberville is. And then I'll get to his hypocrisy, which you guys are gonna love. So first of all, they got a war on teachers. They've been attacking teachers left and right. Oh, they're teaching about history where some people were racist in America. God, we hate the teachers. So okay, but they're just teaching history. That's actually did happen, right? Some teachers are letting people say that they have parents that are, of the same gender. We gotta shut them up. It's a goddamn teacher's fault. I mean, over and over and over, attacking teacher after teacher after teacher, right? But my guess is what happened here is that Tuberville probably caught some flack at home in Alabama from some teachers who were Republicans, right? And so that's why he's out here going, the teachers, we hate those teachers. Wait. But only inner city teachers. Right. Now I see you, okay? And guys, look, if you don't know, inner city is, in politics, has been a code word for black for the last 50 years, okay? So he's saying the black teachers are dumb and can't even read.
Yeah.
Deeply racist. If you say inner city in some other context, you don't know that coded language, that's totally fine. You say it in this context, there's no question about it. He means 100% black teachers. And everyone that's in that political context knows exactly what he means. And so now, to how dumb he is. Look, I think he's probably the dumbest person in Congress. And I don't say that based on this clip, I say it on like about a dozen clips we've showed you in the past. Just one of the dumbest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. And you're gonna call teachers dumb? I'll put any teacher in America versus Tommy Tuberville. Anyone, you could pick him, okay? I guarantee you the teacher kicks his ass in any category. He doesn't know a goddamn thing.
Tuberville was the guy who they famously thought they were calling on January 6th, right? Where I think Rudy Giuliani, so he's an ally of Trump's. He's, as you said, just dumb as a doorknob. He was this football coach who, from what I was reading, there was racial intonations in how he would talk about his quarterbacks, like the black quarterbacks versus a white quarterback that was smart. And really, a couple of things that you hit on. Francesca was talking about this whole charter school and the privatization of schools. One of the reasons these people want this is because it allows them more ability to segregate a school. So it goes back to the racism and all of the stupidity and the racism that existed and continues to exist. And I'll give you guys a quick little anecdote, about how we don't prioritize our schools in this country and how we should. We should actually be. Imagine if teachers got paid enough salary and had enough resources where they didn't have to pay for the pencils and the other equipment that the students needed. Imagine if teachers got paid enough where they would want to stay in that job for many, many years and grow with the school. Imagine if we actually respected our teachers the way we should. I was in Europe one time doing a show and I was talking about my kids taking all these different activities in schools and how the schools were, how our public schools, they were overcrowded, all this other stuff. And the laughs were kind of moderate. And when I got off stage and I was talking to the guy was like, I don't quite understand what's going on. And I go, well, the schools, we don't get paid enough and there's not enough resources. And he goes, yeah, we didn't get it because over here we respect our teachers. We actually put emphasis in our school system. And I was like, whoa, mind blown. So imagine that kind of world. And it's not Tommy Tuberville, whatever his name is.
Tuberville.
Yeah. So now finally the hypocrisy. So when he was head coach of Auburn, he wasn't fired. He quit. This is the guy who's talking about work ethic and an easy life. Because teachers in this country apparently have an easy life and they don't have any work ethic at all. So when Tommy Tuberville quit, Auburn still paid him $5 million contract. Ugh. Not only that, they gave him an extra $250,000 a year job. But he wouldn't show up. He had no office. He never showed up to work. And when reporters asked him about it, he said, well, I talked to the president a couple of times for that role. And I'm just transitioning to a different life. So he got paid $5.25 million to transition for the whole year because he chose not to work. But he's criticizing the work ethic of teachers who make $49,000 a year. That's who this piece of crap is.
But Cenk, now he's a senator, and we all know how much the US Senate gets done.
Oh yeah. They got a real work ethic. Yeah.
They really do.
By the way, if you guys don't know, they take almost half the year off. They take the entire month of August off. These politicians are total and utter bums, and they have the audacity to criticize our teachers. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.